the opportunities related to the uh, cloud computing. So next we are going to see data transfer bottleneck. We had already seen availability of services, data lock-in, data confidentiality, auditability. Now we are going to see data transfer bottleneck. So availability, as we discussed, no single point of failure, and then denial of service attack for distributed system. Then we have seen data confidentiality, how organization should deal with sensitive data, how customers should deal with sensitive data based upon different continent. Then we are going to see data transfer bottleneck. So for data intensive application, data placement and transport across the boundaries of cloud may be complicated. Data transfer cost is an important issue. Means data transfer is one of the complicated issue for dealing transfer of data from one point to another, one city to another, one work location to another work location. So this is one of the crucial issue that are being addressed and that are need to be having concern about cloud computing. Then this data transfer cost involves cloud engineers should be very careful while designing applications and choosing how to transfer the data. Overcome the high cost of internet transfer is to ship data disk. So there's one solution that instead of transferring from one place to another over network, you should transfer it physically in a disk. Why? Because internet transfer cost would be higher. How it is means we can see with the mathematical example which is given. Assume that we want to ship 10 terabyte from X location to Y location. Suppose measured bandwidth average found to be 20 megabits per second. It would take 10 cross 10 to the power 12 bytes divided by 20 cross 10 to the power 6 bits per second. So if your bandwidth is very low, thus you can't able to transfer your data set from one location to another location, and it will cost too much time. Thus you have to choose physical transfer of a disk is a better option. And total cost for this example is taking 45 plus days. So in this case, it would be sensible to shift the 10 terabyte disk from one place to another place with some physical medium. Then data transfer bottleneck. It's like cloud provider have to need to purchase computing cycle to put the data in cloud. Thus, they have to reduce the bottleneck. It would be done like if you are storing some of the data in Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive, then you have to do some shifting of data. Then that Google and Microsoft should invest a CPU cycle for that. Cost would be for the storage cloud provider. So these are the following issues related to the cloud data transfer and storage, like host large public data set. Large public data set are example like sensors and images. So all these things for free of cost. And all these things are being done by some of the government or some of the organization, private organization, public-private partnership organization, and they store such large data set just to fascinate their customer or employees or their students or some staff member. So all these things needs cloud computing cycles and large storage as well as CPU processing cost. Then for backup service, companies have more data to send than as compared to they receive. So if something has been backed up, so what does it mean? It means that it is backed up once and then it would be used multiple times by the customer. So they have to actually move a backup physically from one location to another. And this was done by large companies like Akamai, Google. So they actually practice this kind of thing, like shipping the d- large storage physically from one location to another. So third example would be for archived data. So services could result in selling cloud computing cycle like creating search index of archival data and performing image recognition on archived photo. So what means some of the data by user they just archive and they don't they rarely use it. So there is a need of doing search indexing, that which archived image or which the archived data is kept at which location, and that location is being indexed, and thus whenever user asks for that data, it actually search for that location and then fetch it and present it to the user. And all these three things would actually, along with the data storage, it also consumes cloud computing cycles. Means CPU cost is also needed for archiving, for backup service, and for hosting large public data sets. Then performance unpredictability. Sharing of CPUs and memories through virtual machine can be done easily, but when we need to share IO efficiently, then it is not easy. A scope of improvement in the interrupt and IO management in cloud computing using flash semiconductor memory is a possible solution. So these are the possible solutions or the problems, issues which are being addressed regarding the performance unpredictability, like sudden increase of CPU resources means and memory. So sudden, because suddenly the number of user is increased, as we discussed. So actually what it happens inside the data center or the cloud computing, the CPU usage would and memory usage would also be increased. Thus you need to have it, more IO intensive processing, and thus you need to do IO interrupt and management. And for that you need fast memory services, memory hardwares like semiconductor memory for flash, primary memory. Then scope of the improvement in batch processing deployment at VMs. Then scope of implementation of visual cloud processes monitor that can show the running thread of a program concurrently. So these are the two probable improvement areas, like three probable improvement areas. One is improving the uh, hardware level improvement, that you use better hardware. Second one is improving batch processing, how the VMs are being deployed, how they are working. So you have to improve over that. Third one would be visually monitoring the things happening on the cloud. If something is happening wrong, then you have to stop that thread, or you have to work out over that thread. And the best thing is that you probably keep on running, and this is the most efficient way, that you keep on running many threads in parallel. And if some thread is not working properly, then you detect what is wrong with that thread, means with programming or with data or with user. Then so these are the three things related to the CPU sharing and memory for virtual machine level, when sudden increase of the users happens in cloud computing, and that all needs efficient IO management system. Then scalable storage, like how to apply short-term usage, no upfront cost, and infinite capacity on demand to persist storage. These are the three factors to store persistent storage. What is persistent storage? Means it will be long lasting and it will be there in for long term. So these three types of programmings you have to do at the computing level. Short-term store usage means how you can allow a user to use a data set frequently in a week or a day in hourly basis. So you have to write up algorithms according to that. No upfront cost means sudden increase of the customer increases. Then how you deal with the increasing increasing number of users with less cost involved. Then how you can actually virtually create infinite capacity on demand. If there are a high number of users, then the user should be able to keep on using the resources and the services. So this means you have to make the services or the cloud infrastructure such that it will look like a infinite capacity. So how this has been done, varying in the richness of the query and the storage APIs. So what you can do, you can use various type of high quality and better query recognition language or programming, and you use better APIs for storage, fetching and retrieving the data and editing the data. So all these things depends on how you program the code and with the standard API and the standard query processing language. Then performance guarantees, how you can monitor there is enough quality of service being addressed and the service level agreement is fulfilled. So all these performance measures should be guaranteed, and this thing you have to uh, engineer, and this thing you have to maintain. Then complexity of the data structure that are directly supported by the storage systems like schema, less blobs, and column-oriented storage. So there might be some complex data storage as well, like SQL is there, SQL-based database system, no SQL-based database system. So all these things need different type of data structure, means programming level of thing for storage and supporting the storage. Then create a storage system would not only meet these needs but combine them with with the cloud advantage of scaling arbitrary up or down on demand, as well as meeting programmers expectation in regard to resource management for scalability, durability, and high availability. So these are the following measures for storage system management to meet high scalable demand of users. Means scaling, sometimes there would be large usage, sometimes was low usage, sometimes there's very high usage, sometimes there is very low usage. So what does it mean? Scaling arbitrarily up or down on demand. This will meet should meet with the help of programmers, how they program the resource for scalability. So the programmer, cloud programmer engineers are more are important entity in the whole cloud business, and they have to look into all such issues of scalability, durability, and high availability. And they actually program things for these things. Then after this, we actually come to the core programming level. So programming level at bug, debug, or error debugging, and all these things are being dealt by programmers. Bugs in the large scale distributed system. Difficult challenges in cloud computing is removing error in these very large scale distributed systems. These bugs are not easily be reproduced in a smaller configuration. Thus, most of the time debugging occurs at data centers. So, bugging and debugging are the most important challenges of programmer at the cloud engineering level for the large scale distributed system. So these all things are to be studied and to be worked out and to be discussed with other uh, stakeholders of the cloud computing. So this is actually difficult, and it has to be a specialized engineering background for all these things. So like for example, Google App Engine developers are there, Ruby on Rails developers are there. There are various type of developers and various type of infrastructure level expert engineers, and they actually deal with all these things and they debug the particular application deployed over a cloud platform. Bugs related to the large scale distributed system is one of the important area to work, and it's sometimes it's difficult and very challenging for the cloud engineer. They actually manages all these things, and there's a skill set regarding programming, debugging, error troubleshooting are required, and this has to be small scale as well as large scale, and mostly debugging are happen on the data center itself. So data center skills are also needed. Then scaling quickly is also one of the important feature for obstacle of cloud computing as well as solution for the cloud computing. Then what does scaling quickly means? Pay as you go certainly applies to the CPU, storage and network bandwidth. Scales in response to the load increase or decrease. Pay as you go model is one of the most important thing, and how you deal with that pay as you go model is important for CPU storage and network bandwidth analysis. And this scalability is also one of the important feature because of this. And this actually deals with load increase or decrease, and that should not violate the service level agreement, which actually intends to provide quality of service. And this is the most important feature of the scalability. When there is high demand of storage, network, CPU, and bandwidth, because it says that you are a pay as you go model, so there should be proper load balancing for increase and decrease of the load. Then uh, example of services are like Google App Engine that actually charges based upon the CPU cycle, Amazon Web Service that actually charge based upon the hourly basis for the particular instance of operating system or some applications. And reason for scaling is to converse resource as well as money. Idle computer usage about two-thirds of the power of a business computer. Then thus optimized idle computer can reduce data center cost. So scaling actually needs money management as well. Means how you manage resources and with the small usage of of resource with a small amount of money. But this is the case like a small computer actually uses two-thirds of power, means electricity, as compared to the large data center. So you need to manage that type of cost as well. And this cost is the most important area to work on the data center level. Then programmer needs to pay attention to efficiency per cycle and how it would be managed per CPU cycle. Sometimes it is better to leave machine idle overnight to avoid the reconfiguring the work next next day. Earlier we have seen scaling quickly. Now we'll see reputation fit sharing. So bad customers are reliable for the reputation for means for their own mistakes over the internet, but not the cloud provider. That's what it is said. Bad behavior of the customer can be affect the reputation of the cloud. So if individual cloud owner or organization are doing something rubbish on the cloud or some over internet, then that bad behavior for the customer and the organization should be reliable, not the whole cloud provider. Then creating a reputation guarding service similar to the trusted email service. So we need to program some of the features of guarding the emails, spam emails, and we have to train machine learning so that it can automatically detect which emails are spam. And this type of reputation guarding service we need to develop for trusted emails so that only trusted emails could move forward. Then companies sending the spam should be held liable, not the cloud vendor. So cloud vendors are the provider and they should not be said that they are reliable for the spamming by the companies or some individuals. So for example, if someone is using Gmail account or Outlook account, then that person or that organization should be reliable for the spamming, not the Gmail or not the Outlook. Then we'll see software licensing. So some cloud providers are dependent on open source software because open source licensing model are more flexible than for commercial software. So as we already all know that open source software licensing are more flexible as compared to the commercial software. So we should think more for open source development for cloud services, and thus we'll have more flexible cloud services to our users. Then licensing changes need for open source or commercial software to remain popular with cloud. So change of licenses for open source or software, commercial software, these are the common thing. Means after every month or a year, software companies or open source software modules changes their license. So we need to have built cloud such that we can incorporate all these changes according to the change done by the open source or commercial software. Then two companies, three companies, four companies are combining together for providing a cloud service. Thus, two companies may collaborate to offer pay-as-you-go software licensing on the cloud. So these two, three, four companies should collaborate together for software licensing to provide cloud service.